There are some things that I talk about on this channel that are even difficult for myself, but regardless of how hard it may be, it still needs to be talked about. And that's where I come in. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching this. My name is Brandon Aries, and welcome to The Sanctuary. September is National Suicide Prevention Month. As some of you long-term viewers may know, suicide is something I've talked about on this channel very often. I've lost friends and even family. And as a big mental health based channel here on YouTube, I felt that it was right up the alley to talk about this special month here. In participation with September and National Suicide Prevention Month, I wanted to give some facts and statistics that might bring some perspective to those who aren't really sure about it. There are an average of 123 suicides each day in the US. Mind you, that's just in the US. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in America, second leading for ages 25 to 34, and third leading in ages 15 to 24. It's crazy that right now, being 24, I'm at the end of one bracket, and next year when I turn 25, I'll be at the beginning of another one. Gosh. Over 44,000 people in the US alone commit suicide each year. I feel like years ago, suicide was one of those things that felt very taboo-esque to talk about. One could also say that about mental health as a whole. 2/3 of people who commit suicide suffer from depression, and 90% of people who commit suicide also suffer from prior mental health conditions. There is one death by suicide in the US every 11 minutes. Hearing a fact like that really puts time into perspective when I think about it, and it makes you wonder how each minute could cost someone a life. Looking back, I remember kind of talking about suicide in high school. A lot of people would sit there quietly and awkward like, because it's not something you actually go to school and look forward to talking about, right? No, you want to go see your friends and enjoy your day. Sure, you don't want to sit in class, but at least you get to see your friends. However, not every day can be like that. And not every person wants to do that. Sometimes you have to have those hard talks. I think the biggest surprise when I was in high school was seeing how many people lost someone due to suicide. My one teacher was talking about suicide, and he looked around the room and he asks, how many people have lost someone due to suicide? Whether it's a loved one, someone you cared about, etc. Not a single hand for a few seconds went up. Everyone was just looking around to see who's going to raise their hand first, who's going to break their silence. And in that moment, I raised my hand. At the time, I didn't lose my cousin, but I still lost friends. Other students kept looking around, and eventually, they started raising their hands. Even the teacher raised his own hand. I always think back to that memory because, for me, it feels similar to why people talk about it now versus in the past. The more that people got comfortable talking about it, the more I think it felt acceptable for others to open up and be comfortable talking about it as well. And this is where I come in. This is very tough to come out and say. However, I will say it is a lot easier being alone in my room and just a camera, you know? All right, out with it. No more sugarcoating. This is a time where I'm feeling very vulnerable, and to be vulnerable with all of you means something to me, and it's very scary. So here goes. I myself struggle with suicide. No, I've never actually attempted to commit suicide, but I've had a time where I've been so consumed by those kinds of thoughts. I'll give you an example. Do you remember this video? Earlier this week, I did not feel like myself. Once again, I was low on energy. I didn't want to talk to anybody. For me, my room is like the ultimate telltale sign that I'm going through a depressive episode. Well, during the time of that video and what I was talking about with my depressive episode, I was also contemplating suicide. And I didn't bring it up in that video because I didn't feel like I was ready to talk about it yet. I was at a very low point in my life, and that seemed like a very viable option at the time. Then I realized that was immensely far from true. I came to the realization that I have people in my life that love me, that support me, that enjoy my presence. I thought about those people, and I thought about how I didn't want to let them down. See, I've realized for a while that my source of strength is in people. The people I care about are the reason why I'm here today. They are the reason I keep fighting, the reason I keep getting better and stronger. And yes, you're part of that too. That's right, you watching this video. I care about you too. You are also part of my strength. So during this month of Suicide Prevention Month, check on your loved ones, check on your friends, check on them a little extra this month. You never know. Sometimes it might just take one call or text that could save everything. So check up on them. Check up on yourself too. If you need help, comment down below or reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help you out. That was a lot. That is a wrap for this week's video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video or if you felt like it helped give some perspective on Suicide Prevention Month, please drop a like. It is always so much appreciated here in the sanctuary. For mental health, everyday life advice, movies, and music reviews, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. And next to that is the notification bell. For every week, this lover boy pops up in your feed. I'm on Twitch every Wednesday night. This week, we had a sponsored stream by HBO Max. Thank you, HBO Max, for sponsoring the stream. Remember, if I didn't see you this week, I'll see you next week. Folks, this is not a drill. The Only Oni fall drop is officially live. Be sure to get yours. Remember, use code Aries for 10% off your order. For stream updates and video uploads, please be sure to follow my socials, my Twitter, and my Instagram. Again, links will be in the description below, as well as all the equipment that I use for each and every video. I'm also going to leave some links for Suicide Prevention Month and the hotline to call if you are feeling down or you want someone to talk to about anything. Thank you all so much for watching. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Peace.